Welcome back, everyone. As we begin to talk about strategies for junior and intermediate students, we will be revisiting the importance of positive food language, as this may be the most valuable technique for encouraging children at this age to explore new foods. By helping them to develop and change the language they use when describing food they're eating, we can help to shift their attitudes towards potential new food experiences. Another very valuable technique for encouraging children at this age to explore new foods is by helping them to develop and change the language they use when describing food they are eating. If we don't like something, that's okay, because everyone has different taste preferences, but it's important to articulate why you don't like something. Chefs will rarely say they don't like something without explaining why and then thinking about how they could make it into something they do like. As a chef, if I taste a soup that is too spicy, I would add some sweetness to balance it out. Or if I think a risotto tastes a bit flat, I can add some lemon juice and a bit more salt. Students can improve their skills by tasting and observing what they do and don't like. Encourage students to try this exercise the next time they have a meal. Ask them to think about all the things that they like in the meal and have a conversation with the people they're eating with. They should try and start sentences with, "I like this because," or "I don't like this because." Giving a reason why is the most important part of this activity, and thinking about what they would do differently next time. This approach also works with older students as well. As students age, they're better able to successfully explore these connections to food and think about why they don't like a food. Children are excited about the chance to be a chef and can really get behind the idea of their own food reviews. We find that students at this age are more likely to be most influenced by their peers and what everyone else is doing. Students may be more likely to engage and participate if you're able to present them with something that is novel and trendy. For example, we always allow students to take pictures of the food we make with them to show their friends, their family, or, if they're allowed, post on social media. We have found that the novel experience of being allowed to use their phones in class can get students past the nervousness of trying something new. Sometimes we find the best approach to helping students this age to taste something new is to be honest with them. Being a picky eater can often put you in embarrassing situations as you get older. For example, having dinner with a new group of friends, or even going on a date to a new restaurant. We will talk to students honestly about how embarrassing it is to be the only person at a table who's afraid to eat the food being served. You can encourage students to start getting over the anxiety of trying new foods right now, because the only way to improve your diet is to start eating new foods. It gets easier and you'll get more comfortable the more you do it. Do you know what the worst part or thing that happens when you taste something that you really don't like is? Because the answer is nothing. Literally nothing happens. It's just like watching a movie that has scenes you don't like or listening to music you don't like. You just turn it off. With food, if you don't like something, just say so and stop eating it. There will be a bad taste in your mouth for a few seconds, and then you can just move on with your life. No one wants to be the grown adult at a table who's afraid of tasting something new. Because students at this age know what it's like to feel self-conscious or embarrassed, you may be able to use that in your favor this way. Our favorite thing about working with students this age is helping them develop more advanced palates and actually enjoy trying weird and interesting flavors at times. This involves having more detailed and complex conversations around flavors and the science behind manipulating them, understanding what different ingredients actually do to a dish, and how to anticipate what a dish may need, and how to gain control over what food you cook will end up tasting like, or cooking with intent. We find that students this age are interested in learning why and how different ingredients affect the flavor of dishes. Exploring the science behind flavors and cooking techniques, the history behind food traditions, cooking processes, and how culture and food are intertwined, as well as how our food choices can positively and negatively affect the earth, are received as genuinely interesting topics for this age group. I cannot tell you how many times our team has been told that our lessons on food science, food history, and food geography are appreciated because the students felt they understood why they were learning about something and understood how they could use the information and skills in their own lives, something they often feel is missing from what they learn at school. We also love to create opportunities for students to act like judges on a food competition show and talk about what they're tasting. What is the texture of the food? What flavors are they experiencing? Is one stronger than the others? Are they balanced, or could they change the balance of all those flavors? Can they identify if the food needs more sweetness or salt? It's a way for children to express their opinions and observations from their own individual experience. And as food is so preferential, there's no incorrect experience. So we find that this methods of having students act as critiques presents a safe way for students to get comfortable trying a new experience. Next time, we will talk about some simple do's and don'ts when preparing an activity where children will be trying and tasting new foods.